Hello friends, you're welcome to Queen's Fashion World channel today with me. I want to especially thank my subscribers. Thank you so very much for all of your support. And if today is your first time of tuning this channel, you are welcome. Please do well to hit the subscription button and tap on the bell by the side to receive notification whenever I upload a new video. So today I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this cowl neck gown, this beautiful gown I'm putting on. See how beautiful it is. So this is the front and the back. If this is the video you would like to watch, please kindly stay with me. So this is my pattern paper. I went ahead and marked all my measurements. Let me just illustrate this measurement for you because of time. I place my tape on the starting point to get my bust length. So my bust length 11.5 inches, my under bust length 15 inches, half length 18 inches, hip length 27 inches, and this is where my pattern paper stops. When I place it on the fabric, I will complete the length of the gown. So my neck width 3.5 inches. You can use 3 inches for a smaller person. The depth 1.5 inches. I went ahead and marked my shoulder measurement divided by 2, 9 inches, which is 18. Then shoulder slope 1 inch. I marked my armhole. The armhole I'm using here is 7.5 inches. Because I'm using a stretchy fabric, so I reduce the armhole by 1 inch, and I add my bust circumference divided by 4. I add 1/4 of it. Under bust the same thing, half length circumference the same thing, and the hip circumference divided by 4, 1/4 of it. So I'll go ahead and cut this pattern out and use it to place on my fabric. So this fabric I'm using for this tutorial is 2 years, and the length of it is by 60, and the name of this fabric is Cameroon Guido. This fabric, one side stretch more than the other side, so the yardage part is not that stretchy, while the length of it is very stretchy. So I'm going to use the part that is not too stretched to be the length. Okay, then this other side that is stretchy will be the width or the circumference. Let's put it that way. So I'll pick my pattern and I will place on top like so. So see what I have here. I fold my fabric into 2. This part is open and this part is unfolded. There will be no zipper on this gown. So I'm cutting the back side of it. I placed my pattern on top and I added the length to the gown because my pattern paper is short, so I've increased the length up to my normal length. So by the side, I added side seam allowance of 1 inch. It depends how stretchy your fabric is. You can do without this allowance. If the fabric stretch a lot, you can do without the side seam allowance. But because sometimes I can add weight, sometimes I can lose weight, so I've decided to add 1 inch side seam allowance. When I size the dress, I will check how the fabric is going to be on my body. So I want to cut it out. Let me take off my pin. So you should have something like this. So this is the back. So I want to cut facing for the back. To turn the back neck, just fold your fabric into two like this and pick the back. You can cut 2 inches, you can cut 2.5 inches. So this is my facing for the back side. I'll keep it aside and move to the front. Okay, how to cut the front. So I'll go ahead and fold my fabric into two, like this, to cut the front. And how to know the width of the fabric to fold, you pick the back side like this and check the hip is the biggest measurement we have here. So you use it to fold the fabric into two. Now this is my starting point. This part is open. I will measure from the starting point like this. To get the cow neck effect, I'll mark 13 inches like this. This is 13 inches. I'll go ahead and notch it with scissors. You can use 12 inches. It depends on what you want. So now the next thing to do, the shoulder, we start from this point that I marked, the 13 inches. So I'm going to pick this my back side like this. I'll place it like so. To get the bust measurement, I'll just mark chalk here to know that this is my bust circumference here, somewhere here. Because if the shoulder is joined to this one, this point now should be the bust. Then I'm going to pick my pattern like this and place it from that 13. I see now, place it from the 13 to get the shape of the armhole. This point is the bust line that I marked, so you should place your paper to rhyme with the bust circumference. So I'll go ahead and mark chalk like this to get my armhole. Then I can now turn my paper like so. I see now. When you get the armhole, you just turn your pattern paper like this to get the shape at the down. And I can shift this one like this. Shift the upper parts like so. So my chalk is showing here my bust is, my bust circumference. So I'll place it like this. If I like, I can bring the back now to place on top of this front, even as the pattern paper is here, for me to know the size of my, for me to know the front allowance to take. I see now, I can place it like this and mark. So if you place like this, you see that the back is equal with the front. I'll just mark it like so. How to get the length at the down part. I'll just check from this my armhole line at the back side, the armhole line like this, and check the length that is remaining. This is 38.5. While the full length of this dress at the back is 47 inches. But I measure from the armhole because of the cow neck at the front. I can't get exactly the length here. That's why I measure from the armhole now, from armhole down to get the down part. So the length of this back side from armhole down is 38 inches. I'll place my tape from this armhole now to get my 38 inches. And I will add seam allowance of 2 inches. So I can take out my paper like this. So I'll start from the armhole like this and cut the armhole out. Then cut the bust like this. I added extra inches to the length in front. When I finish the gown, I can trim the excess out. I just want to be sure that the length is complete. So I will pick the down of the back like this and place it on the front like so, to shape the front, because the knee and the hip is not equal. I reduce the knee circumference by 2 inches, so I'm going to take that 2 inches out. Now see how the front is looking. Should have something like this. So I will come to this upper part, this part that is open. I'll just measure 2 inches down like this, and I'm going to slant that 2 inches. So I'm going to slant it like this. You can just use scissors to cut it out like so. I see. This is to help me knit the front. You fold this allowance inside like this. See what I have now. So how to get the cow neck effect? This is the back side of the dress. So I'll pick the front like this. Now I'm using this back side to get the shape in front, so that we know how to place the shoulder. So I will just flip this one over this way, this part that I cut out like this. Should fold it this way. I'm going to hem this part. You can hem it once, but this kind of fabric does not lose. So I will pick one side of the straight neck like this. It's straight right now. I'll just pick it like so. I want to use my pin to work, and this shoulder at the back will help me to get the shape. So I will shift it forward with like 3 inches like so. I'll just shift it like 3 inches. Depends how open you want your own neck to be. You can shift it with 1 inch, 1.5 inch. You really want to take that decision. When you shift it, you check the cow neck. The first step, if you like the depth of the neck, then you're good to go. Okay, I think this will be okay for me. So I will pleat. That is the first one now. So I will pleat the second one. I'll just fold it on top like this, very close to the first one. And I will check my pleat is going to be like 1 inch. 1 inch in, 1 inch out. Okay, this is 1 inch. I'll go ahead and pin it. I'm not pinning it exactly the shoulder. I step down a little because I'm going to top stitch after pinning it. So I'm not going to top stitch both of them right now. So I will fold the third one like this. Another 1 inch close to it. Now as you're folding it, you're checking your armhole. Make sure it's right. I will check 1 inch again. I'll go ahead and pin it. The third one. Then I will check this part for my armhole. I'll still go ahead and pleat a little from it. This time around, not up to 1 inch, just like ½ inch. Okay, I'll go ahead and pleat the last one now to make it 4. But this one, I'm not going to hold it up to 1 inch, just for my armhole to rhyme with the back. So I will just pleat it like this. So just check what you have there, and you can manipulate it. And the last one is not that close to the first 3 that I pleated. So I will come to this part again, the same allowance that I fold. I'm going to make sure they are equal. Okay, you lift it up by 3 inches. Like I said, it depends how open you want your own nail to be. So I'm going to pin it like this, the first one. That will apply the same thing to this side. So I'll go ahead and pin the third one, then the last one, the same thing. This last one, I will not bring it too close, just for the handle to rhyme together. I'm going to pleat it like this. Now let me hold it together with the back first, so I can turn it to the back for you to see how the back is. Okay. So if I turn it to the back, see what I have here. I see now. So let me place the back pattern on top for you to see the shape. You see, all of this now is to cut it out. You see how the shape is. Now that I've finished pleating it, the same thing to this side. So I will just hold it like this, raise the back up. I'll go to the machine and top stitch it to hold the cow neck together. Just top stitch on top like so. So the back is guiding me now to get the shoulder. So at this point I can now trim the shoulder out. I'm still using my pattern for you to see because the white is not showing. I'll turn it this way and trim this other side. Okay, so I can now take off my pins. So I'll pick the back side like this. This is the good side facing up, and pick my facing. So the good side facing good side. I'll just sew the neck and turn. So I've finished turning the neck. See how it is. You can double stitch on the facing and just iron it. Now I'll pick the front side like this. At this point, this is good side and this is the good side of the front. So good side facing good side. I'm going to place it like this and pick the facing. Just place the shoulder front and back on the same line and flip the facing this way to cover the seam allowance on the shoulder, the upper part. I'll take it to the machine. You can use your pin to pin it and bring this side to do the same thing. Place it like so and turn your facing to cover it. Our normal way of joining shoulder. So I'll go ahead and join the shoulder. So I have finished turning the shoulder of the sleeve. You pull it out like this, like so. I also went ahead and closed the two sides of the gown. And the allowance that I use here, the bust is 1/4 of an inch allowance. While the under bust I have up to 1.5 inches. The hip 1/4 of an inch. Before you fix your sleeve, you can size the dress and check the armhole. At this point, I can now trim the front armhole. You know, the front and the back armhole, they are equal while I was cutting it. So I can lift the back up and take away 3/4 of an inch from the front armhole to make it fit. I'm going to apply the same thing to this side. The front armhole, you lift the back up and trim it 3/4 of an inch. So if you size it and it's okay, you can go ahead and fix the sleeve. Now I will just illustrate the sleeve for you. I went ahead and cut a sleeve because of time. The length of this sleeve, I'm using a 3/4 sleeve. This is 18.5. And the sleeve cap height, I came down by 3 inches, just 3 inches, and I connect to the upper part the same way we cut sleeve. And my upper round sleeve, instead of 17, I use 16. That is 16 divided by 2. So this is 8. And the elbow round sleeve, instead of 15, I use 14. The same thing applies to the length of the sleeve because the fabric stretch, so you don't need to add side seam allowance. The same thing I would have applied to the dress if I didn't need much allowance inside. Okay, I'll go ahead and give a sleeve shape in front. Let me knot the shoulder, open the sleeve like this, good side facing good side. I'll place it like so, and also take away 3/4 of an inch from one side to stop before the shoulder, and I'll fix the sleeve for you to see. Then when you finish joining the dress, you can now trim the excess at the down. I've done that to this one. I trimmed 2 inches extra that was remaining. So this is the dress. See how beautiful the cowl neck is. This is the back. Thank you so very much for watching. Please help me press the like button. Thank you. God bless you.